All right. Today's topic of webinar is designing an engaging physics course or physics courses using JoVE videos. Now, my name is Gulzar Sheikh, and I am the faculty support lead here at JoVE. Today, I'm accompanied with our guest speaker, Apolina Woodrow, and she would be explaining or expressing her experience using JoVE videos in her courses and classes. Also, I have Preeti Sridharan. She is our SME expert, subject matter expert at JoVE, who will give you a glimpse on how the content is placed in our physics collection. So moving on to the next part, I would want to go over the agenda that we would be looking at in today's session. I will begin with a very brief glimpse of JoVE, what JoVE is as a company and what it offers. Then we will dwell into JoVE Physics, the content or the collection as an overview that will be exhibited or taken up by Preeti Sridharan, our SME expert. Then we will call upon Professor Woodrow. She will share the experience I said earlier. I'll also take you all over what JoVE video playlists are, what are quizzes that can help or enhance the assessments for your students. And yes, there is something new that we will discuss, which is JoVE LTI tool. We'll come to that bit. And eventually, towards the end, we'll open up the session for question and answer. Now, talking about JoVE, JoVE is a video publishing company which offers content, video content into education and research area, which also can be taken up for trainers is if they are from training area. Now we have 18,000 plus videos in our ever growing library. We have 12,000 plus videos which are published every year. This has been our constant standard year after year. There are 1,000 plus subscribers. When I say subscribers, these are the institutions, universities, colleges, lab facilities, um, different type of colleges, community colleges, private colleges, and so on. They utilize JoVE videos into their classes and courses. Collectively, we have currently 8 million plus users worldwide, and JoVE content is accessed by them 24/7 across. Now, mostly all of our collection, it has or they have 10 plus subtitles or closed captions. In other words, these are obviously very helpful and useful medium for international students if they want to really understand certain concept in much more better fashion. Our protocols have been downloaded by a lot of users across the globe. Currently, we stand at 10,000 plus downloadable protocols across the globe. Before I hand over the segment to Preeti Sridharan, I would want everyone to look at this one short video, which is very precise. This is from our chapter Equilibrium and Elasticity. And this, I think, in very crisp, quick, and very appealing fashion, explains that abstract concept to the students very well. So let me click on that.
Consider a piece of box-shaped gelatin dessert of known dimensions whose bottom surface is fixed. If a shearing force of 0.50 newtons is applied to its top surface, the upper surface displaces by 0.5 centimeters relative to the bottom surface. What is the resulting shear stress, measured shear strain, and shear modulus of the gelatin? An object under shear stress experiences two anti-parallel forces of equal magnitude that are applied tangentially to the object's opposite parallel surfaces. So the ratio of this tangential force to the cross-sectional area gives the shear stress. Since there is no change in the direction transverse to the applied forces, The transverse length remains unchanged. The shear strain is defined by a gradual shift of the layers in the direction tangential to the force. By substituting the obtained quantities in the expression, the gelatin's shear stress and strain are calculated. The ratio of shear stress to shear strain gives the shear modulus. A higher shearing force increases the shear stress in the gelatin, causing the material to collapse.
All right. Now, I would like to call Preeti Sridharan, the SME at JoVE. Over to you, Preeti, please.
Thanks, Gulzar. So I'll just quickly share my screen. Yes. So good morning and good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us today. I'm Dr. Preeti Sridharan, a subject matter expert here at JoVE, and I'm very much excited to be your guide as we explore this fascinating world of our physics collections. So, to begin with, before we go into the overview of the collection, first of all, why did we end up curating this collection? Is that it is because to recognize the importance of physics education, we have developed an exhaustive collection of videos for physics specifically tailored to meet the needs of both instructors and also students, that will enhance both the learning as well as the teaching experience. So I would like to quickly introduce you to our website before we, take a detour or we explore the entire website in our platform, and how do we end up, with um, uh, with landing to the pages where we can check the core video collections. So here we have in our JoVE platform two different collections. One is our education and research. So our education collection is a primarily a teaching tool and a training tool that is, under which we have this core and science education collections. So where our core collection is completely an animated video collection of fundamental concepts in that particular subject, and it is of shorter duration. Whereas when it comes to our science education videos, it is a blend of both theory and concept, which will have animation and also a practical application of that particular concept in a research setup. So, and also these are comparatively a longer duration videos. And coming to our research collection, under research, we have our video journals, of course, of various subjects. So I would encourage you to explore both of these collections from our website, and I'll also take you to our website how to land on these pages as well. So to introduce the key features of our core physics collection, which is the focus today. So first, we the physics collection, core physics collection entirely is an expansive collection. As I mentioned, this has 33 chapters with 498 video lessons in them. And these videos, they also have subtitles of 14 different languages that will really help the international and also non-English speaking students. And each of these animated videos are 90-second length in average, and it can explain an entire concept in a single video. So it is one concept per video. So additionally, we also have included 99 scientist in action videos. So these videos are advanced and also supplementary videos that are handpicked from our journal collection, that discuss the real time application of some of the key concepts that are being discussed in that particular chapter in a research setup. So I'll be showing you these videos as well while we are exploring the website in our platform. And of course, this collection stands out for its conceptual animation, because these animation, if you see, when you check on the website, you will find that it is very crisp, and also it illustrates the physics concepts very clearly. It will also, this will enhance the students comprehension and also retention of the concept within them. So these are created with the most widely used textbooks in physics globally, that are being used globally. So, and coming to the next key feature, which is an engaging video. So every video will be very engaging for the student, and it will be easier to demonstrate as well. it will have a clear explanation of each key concepts, starting from the basics fundamental of the physics to the complex topics in physics. And these videos are curated such that they meet the global curriculum requirements and also the learning objectives of the institution. So this entire collection can easily fit into any undergraduate physics as well as the basic engineering physics syllabi. So next, one of the important key feature in this collection, and I would also say it is one of the uniqueness of this collection, is that we have curated the videos for problem solving and real world applications of physics concepts and principles. So here I would like to play one of the video on problem solving, which is a very interesting video, and you can find it in chapter 6 from our core physics collection. It is a problem solving video on tuning of a guitar string. So this video explores the physics of tuning a guitar string and solves the related problems of accurate pitch and harmony. And for real world application, we have videos that showcase real world applications in physics principles, which help students to see the relevance of the physics in their everyday lives, basically. So they can actually relate to these concepts with the real time applications, and also everyday life. Whenever they see something, they will be able to easily relate to some of the physics concepts by watching these videos. So we have a beautiful video in chapter number 16, which is the dynamics of circular motion. So this demonstrates a practical application with a moving car in a circular motion in a different direction and speed. So this is a very interesting video. I would encourage you to watch these two videos. So I'm sorry, I don't know, something happened here. So moving forward to our content review, content overview, like what are all the videos that we have in our entire collection. So let me walk you through that. So to easily understand the variety of contents that are covered in core physics collection, we have divided it those entire video library into 5 sections based on the broader area where they fit in. So starting from the foundations of physics, we have chapter 1 and 2 that introduce the some of the foundational concepts of physics, such as measurement, including units, dimension, vectors, and scalars. So these fundamental videos, they provide necessary basic concepts for the students to understand the upcoming difficult concepts. So it is always basics that should be made stronger. Then it will be easier for students to understand the complexity and some other complicated topics in physics. So next we have mechanics, which is one of the important topics in physics and also difficult to understand as well. So for this we have chapter 3 to 13 that cover various aspects of classical mechanics, including video lessons on motion dynamics, energy. We have videos on rotational motion, equilibrium, elasticity, and also fluid mechanics. These provide a comprehensive understanding of the fundamental principle that governs the behavior of an object in motion under the influence of forces. So the extensive and in-depth coverage of all these critical concepts of mechanics are included in these chapters. And we also have real world application, as I mentioned, and problem solving videos for all these chapters pertaining to mechanics. So next we have uh, oscillations and waves. So for this particular topic, we have chapter 17 to 15 to 17 that cover the phenomena of both oscillations and waves, including their behavior, their properties, and applications, of course. And we have a separate video collection on sound waves, their production, and also their propagation. And coming to the problem solving techniques, especially when it comes to waves, there are wave equations which are a bit complicated for the students to understand. So we have illustrated these wave equations meticulously and curated these as a beautiful videos in this collection of videos. And then we have thermodynamics, which is again one of the important concept in physics. We have chapters 18 to 21, which is a huge collection that delve into the principles starting from the basics of thermodynamics, like temperature, heat, and then enthalpy, entropy, and then behavior of gases through the kinetic theory, and then we also have video lessons on different laws of thermodynamics. So all the basics covered here will brace the students for the further advancement in thermodynamic topics in their curriculum. So finally, we have electricity and magnetism. We have extensive collection of videos for this particular, topics. We have chapter 22 to 33 that explore the fundamental principles of electricity and magnetism. We have video lessons on electric charges, fields, potential, and concepts such as magnetic forces, induction circuits, and alternating current, direct current. So we have video lessons on all these. So if you could see that, if you could observe, we have curated the entire collection and we have planned the entire collection progressively to increase the complexity of the topics. Like they progress from the basic to the complex topics. So this will help students to assimilate the concepts, equations, and also the applications with great ease. So that being said, we let us now look into other physics collection that we have. Other than our core physics collection, we also have JoVE Science Education Physics collection, which is a video library dedicated to teaching the theory as well as practice of experiments. That will be really helpful for the students to understand the experimental segment of that particular concept. We have 30 videos covering classical mechanics, thermodynamics, and electrostatistics, also magnetism, electrical circuits. So we have video lessons on all these. And then we also have a separate collection for engineering physics, which is a science education engineering. This gives the engineering perspective of a physics. So we have electrical engineering and mechanical engineering collections here. And then we have core mechanical engineering collection, which is also a recent addition to this. So now let me walk you through our website and I'll show you how to access these. I'll just stop sharing and just take you to the website quickly. Yes. So you can land onto this page by clicking www.jove.com. It will redirect you to this page. And I would encourage you to sign in to your account first. If you do not have one, Gulzar will be showing you how to create an account using your institutional email ID. And once you're done with it, I would suggest you to check these ribbons, of course, top ribbon, and please drop down to your education collection and go to physics. And here you can find both your core physics as well as science education collection. So I'll quickly show the chapters here. So as I said, this is an extensive collection with 33 chapters and each chapter will have video lesson within it. So these are one concept, one video, as I mentioned. So you can find those video lessons here and also our scientist in action videos, 3 videos per chapter here. And apart from this, we also have some of our, ready to use resources. I will also show you how to land on those pages. So you can click to our faculty resource center here. So it will take you here where you can find videos mapped to your courses and teaching labs and video mapped to your textbooks. You have 2 different sections. And from here, you can, if you just click onto the physics here, you can find 3 different collection, which is basically a playlist, which is a comprehensive playlist on physics topics. So this will cover this will cover videos basically from all different collections which are related to physics that we have in our repository. So you can load these directly to your LMS, or if you really want to load this to your courses, I would encourage you to reach out to Gulzar, who will be helping you with this. And apart from this, we also have our some of the textbooks that are being mapped. So you can click onto physics. From here, you can see our physics textbooks. So if you click onto one of the textbooks, you can see chapter-wise playlists that are already being mapped. So other than this, we also have our open education resources where you can find our OpenStax textbook. So here you can find our physics collection. We have already mapped college physics OpenStax and also university physics OpenStax textbooks. Both volumes are already mapped. So I would suggest you to, recommend you to just click onto these landing pages and check whether it will be very much relevant for your courses. If not, if you feel some of your course outline can be mapped with our videos, or if you really want a textbook to be mapped, I would encourage you to reach out to Gulzar, who will be helping you with taking your request. And we have a dedicated team of curriculum specialists and SMEs, subject matter experts. So we'll be taking care of your request, and we will be mapping you and getting back to you. So that being said, I would like to thank everyone for that attention, and over to you, Gulzar.
All right. Thank you very much, Priti. That was quick overview of our physics collection, what we have to offer. Now, I would, with a lot of pleasure, would want to, invite Professor Catalina Boudreau, and she would share her experience as discussed, earlier, how she used geophysics videos while designing her courses, and how it created, some sort of impact, overall in her class with respect to learning and teaching. So over to you, Professor. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Dr. Catalina Budram. I have an associate degree, or actually, I have a science degree in physics and a master's and PhD degree in physics, also from Tulane University. I currently teaching at Taranconi College, Northwest Campus, as an associate professor of physics. I have a presentation I want to share with you so that you can see how I'm using your videos in my classes. Let me just share my screen, and here we have it. As mentioned before, they are exciting for the students. They are interactive and they bring life to our courses. And as I already mentioned a little bit about myself, I'm interested in STEM fields, especially education, because when I was in high school and learning about science and physics, I was so intrigued about the wonders of the world around us, how they are in excellent organization and design. And I wanted my students to have the same learning experience that I had, and also the same love for learning more about our science world that is around us. So I have pursued a scientific career, and mainly in education and mainly in the STEM sciences, and I love to bring this knowledge to my students and other young scientists. Some of the courses that I have taught at TCC are physical science one, which is for arts majors, mainly for arts majors such as those who are taking research sonography or medical fields. And this course has basically no math at all, and we have about 48 students per semester. I also teach college physics 1 and 2, which is mainly also for Associate of Applied Science, and it has, as you probably already know, algebra and trig involved, but no calculus. And also University Physics 1 and 2, which is mainly for those pursuing a career in science and engineering. And this course uses calculus as the main tool. Some of the typical questions that I have encountered during my courses is that students are not very well adept to tackle the science that comes in their even the basic physics courses. So when I start like a typical lesson, I ask them a question. Sometimes I give them like a little bit of history or an introduction that awakens their curiosity for learning about a science and about the lesson that we're going to have on that specific day. and then I give them an overview of the learning outcomes for that lesson. I share with them a variety of activities and strategies for different levels of learning, such as visual and hands-on activities, demonstrations, and especially videos that have been so helpful in teaching the material and introducing a difficult, complex concept in just a few minutes so that the students can have a better understanding of the particular concept. Then I check for understanding of the material. I generally use student response systems. You probably know some of them that are very commonly used in classes where the students can access their phones and answer the question immediately and see the responses about how they understood the material just presented. And then we have a lab exercise based also on the same concepts, such as when we're covering electricity, we might have circuits, parallel and series circuits, or if we're covering Newton's laws, we might have a lab about Newton's second law and so. But some of the main pain points that I have faced when I'm teaching physics, especially for non-science majors, is that sometimes it's hard to find appropriate and relevant examples that align with the curriculum and with the material that we're teaching, and that won't take a lot of time trying to explain those examples. Also, I try to provide sufficient guidance and scaffolding for different levels of understanding and learning, and try to avoid misconceptions of overly simplify the material so that the students can understand, but still there are some others who are like, come on, let's go. We already covered this, but some of the students are just trying to understand the material. So I try to scaffold the learning process by balancing the use of examples with other instructional strategies, such as questions, hands-on experiments, and demonstrations, and particularly videos. And I also have found that some of the struggles with teaching physics is sometimes that the students lose motivation. But when I noticed that when I have used videos as an introduction, they are very engaged, or more engaged than otherwise they will be. And how did I learn about JoVE's website? Well, it's been a while since I heard about it. I remember it was some type of advertising message that I received on my email. Later, I also heard about them on through the TCC library website. And also I went straight to JoVE's website, and I found all this library of physics videos that I thought, oh, wow, they are like engaging, interesting, and short, straight to the point. And so I contacted the representative, or maybe she contacted me. It's been a while. And she curated a series of videos for each of my courses, including lab videos. And now they have been great in engaging students, and they excite students when they see those videos. For instance, a projectile motion, they say, oh, that's how the forces work. That's how gravity acts on the object. And those are that's how velocity can be resolved in horizontal and vertical vectors, just by seeing that short video about projectile motion. And so I have found that JoVE videos have helped a lot in facilitating student knowledge, and also they are a little bit more accurate that if I had brought like just a bogus example, and that might have no much relationship to the particular point that I'm trying to convey. And I have noticed that also students are more confident when they do the lab experiments, because now they saw an introduction to the lab that might not be exactly the same material that we were using as in the JoVE videos site, but the students now have a better understanding, for example, of simple harmonic motion. Now they know they're going to be using springs. They're going to make a graph of force versus weight, or force versus distance of elongation, just by viewing the video ahead of time from JoVE's videos website. And then they are also great for reproducing complex experiments that real scientists do in the research, and we can bring this live to our class without so much trouble to go through a researcher to come and talk to our classes. So I have found that also some of JoVE's resources are very helpful in helping the students understand the material better, such as the quizzes that some videos have at the end of each presentation, and also the textbook resources. There are plenty of free resources that they have on JoVE have on their website, and they are great for bringing, again, concepts that might be struggling for some students to understand. They are very helpful on just a quick check of understanding, and also maybe bringing the concept from a different perspective. And the research done into all these videos and putting all this together, I think they are like just great examples that students can capture, and they captivate their attention, and they help the material to sink better into their minds and their brains. Some suggestions that I would like to you all, to my colleagues teaching the same courses, physics, maybe just basic college physics, or physics for science and engineering, or even graduate courses. Videos are a great resource that I would like to encourage every one of you to use and try. Give it a shot, and you'll find that they are excellent for teaching the material, and you don't have to spend much time explaining a procedure or explaining a point, because a visual does more than 1,000 videos does more than 10,000 words or so. So some take-home messages that I would like to share with you is, like, videos are very engaging for students. They bring science to life. They also facilitate the knowledge that you're bringing into your classroom, and they help the students understand better concepts that might be complex in some way to explain in just a few minutes. And for them to understand, they also boost the students' confidence in understanding lab exercises and procedures ahead of time. And they are great for combining with your learning outcomes, or coupling with your learning outcomes, because they bring science to life by visual demonstrations, and understanding better for the students. So this is what I would like to share with you, and I hope that you do a little bit of favor to yourself and to your students by using these great resources of JoVE's videos.
All right. Thank you very much, Professor. I think that was very, very enriching. I took a trip down the memory lane, when I was a student, and when I used to struggle with a lot of, physics concepts, which I don't, I'm not afraid to tell this, on the recording, because back then, obviously, we did not have, a lot of rich material, which yes, we have access to. So yes, we should, avail this to our, benefit. And as a professor or teacher, I really understand that how much of calibration, we need to do to make our student understand what they should be, at that particular level. And having a resource, Joe videos or resources, handy, I think can really ease that process. So thank you once again, Professor Catalina Boudreau. I mean, that was very, very, very rich, whatever you shared. Thank you very much once again.
You're
All right.
welcome.
Fine. Now, I would want to share my screen and take you over a very important part, which is learning management system. So now we have looked into our content collection. We have understood what we have, how we can locate, what benefit it may do, to our class, to our students. Now let us see, the very important part is how to disseminate this content, how to share this content with your students and learning manage. What better than learning management system? So let me start sharing my screen. All right. While I share this slide, I would want to say that JoVE video resources are compatible with all the leading management systems, majorly these four, which are very prevalent and widely used. It's not only these four, besides these also it's very compatible and could be loaded. So Canvas, be it Canvas, Blackboard, the regular one, Ultra, Moodle, D2L Brightspace, yes, it goes seamlessly inside your course folder and could be shared with your students. Now, let me go to the website. The first important thing, obviously, you would have access to this content via your library dedicated page on your school's website or via LibGuide. There could be different ways, but ideally, if you want to go for a curated dissemination or sharing of content with your students, learning management comes very handy. So for that, you can create your account. This is a very quick process and it is a free account that you get along with your subscription. What you need to do is click on the sign in on the top right, click on this create an account, this blue text, enter your institution email address and hit the create account button. The moment you do this, you will receive a verification email in your institutional email inbox. It might sometime land into your spam or junk folder, so be sure to look into that. Open that email, click on the verification. It'll open up a small form wherein you can enter your name, first name, last name, your password, your designation, your role, and the name of your institution. And that's when it will be done. Coming back to this page, you can just hit on sign in, enter your credentials here and say sign in. So once you do that, you would start seeing your name on the top right corner. That means you are already logged in, which means that you will have access to all that your library subscribes to. The very first thing that you can do is you can scroll to the bottom, look for the librarian section, look for this keyword which says access, click on that. It'll come to a page that will show you what you have access to via your library subscription. I can see everything in color. You may also see. So based on your subscription. So whatever you see in color, we have two colors, blue and green. Blue is for your research content, green is for your educational content. So everything that is colored means you have access to, and anything that is grayed out means you do not have access to. So this at least gives you an immediate idea or an overview that what all could be part of your access and you can start using them readily. So yes, I would encourage, look at this first, and then yes, as Preeti mentioned, this is the drop down or the menu where you can access the physics content and start looking for that. Now, what I will do is, assuming that I would want to take something ready from our faculty resource center, let me go to the first section, which is the course maps, the common courses which are already mapped and converted into ready playlist. Let me go into one of it. Let me click on physics and let's say I would want something on mechanics. So I click, I like this playlist. Maybe there could be, one, two, three videos which I may not be using, but that's fine. That could stay hidden inside your LMS folder, or you can just delete it once you import them. So I like most of the videos in this playlist. I see this blue download CC button. Now that creating account, that's why I said is very important, because once you're logged in, only then you can see this download CC button. So always ensure, if you don't see that, you need to see whether you're logged in, or if not, then make sure that you sign in, refresh it, and you'll start seeing this download CC button. So when I hit this, it will start downloading this particular playlist. It will download in the LMS compatible format. It'll be a very small sized file. You need not worry about the quota that will get consumed inside your LMS. It's a very small one. And every video does not actually gets added. It gets linked to our JoVE server. So it does not take up space inside. So no matter how many videos you keep on adding from JoVE library, it hardly takes any space inside your LMS course folder. So now that file is already downloaded. Let me go to, I will try to demonstrate on different LMS platforms so that you can see how seamlessly it interacts or embeds content in all of these leading LMS. Now, this is the modules. And what we need to look in for, module is the place where all your content comes in or is put inside your Canvas LMS. I would need to look for settings, which is at the very end. I will hit that because that playlist, which I already downloaded from the website, I need to pull in. I need to import it from Canvas. So I look for this import course content on the right-hand side. It will show me this page. I look for common cartridge under this drop down. I hit choose file and look for that file, which is under download, or maybe on desktop it is. Let me see. Hold on. I need to see that file. Where did that go? Let me click on this download once again. Always make sure sometime it goes into download, sometime it goes on your desktop, making sure the location always saves you a lot of time. So here it is on the desktop. Let me save that file. Now coming back to this, I hit the choose file button. I go to desktop. Here is my file. I choose that file. I click on open. Very important step, choosing all content. This enables or activates everything that you have inside this common cartridge, which is a technical term for playlist. Then I hit on this import button. When you do that, it will show you some indication. Let's wait for a few seconds. It should take 10, 20, or 30 seconds, depending on your connection, and it should be done. Once it is done, we'll go to modules. So at the very top, it'll always come at the top, the latest at the top. You can see mechanics, it's running. Let's wait for the indication where it says complete. Once it says that, we'll go to modules. Now, one good thing is when you import the playlist or the common cartridge here, it creates a module, a separate module by itself. So you do not have to create that in Canvas. So once this is done, let's go to modules. Now, obviously, I mean, we have a lot of other options of sharing or hiding particular videos from our student, which we can very well do. Okay, so now it says completed. Let me go to modules. Okay. Always the newer content comes at the bottom. So mechanics here, we see all the videos from that playlist, which is put here. I can see green tick mark. That means it's already shared with the students. It's up to you. Immediately you can start to share or unshare with the students. I click on one of the video just to see how the page would look for your students. It will show a video at the top, followed by the text that you would see on the JoVE website. So this is the helping or supporting text your student would have. And if I click on the video, it will have all the feature that ideally you would see on the JoVE website. That means you can change the volume, you can forward, you can take it back, you can increase the speed, you can have closed caption also. So whatever closed caption that student want to select while watching this video could be chosen from here, and you can maximize the video. When I say you, that means the students can do all of these things. So that was about importing an entire playlist or a common cartridge inside a course folder. Now let's see a situation where you just want a single video to brought inside to bring inside your course folder. So what do you need to do for that? Let me go back to my website. You need to locate that video first. Hold on, there is a floating bar which I'm trying to drag it at the bottom. All right, fine. So I go to education, I go to physics, uh, I go to, let's say, physics science education, and something from physics too. Let's say I want something on electric fields. I want to have this video. These are very practical oriented videos. So let's say I want my student to view this. I would go to that page. I will hit embed video button. This will take me to another page where I can again click on copy embed code. Now, again, making sure that you see that you're logged in, because it will copy a code which will give full access to your students when you embed inside your LMS. They don't have to do any extra logging. So that's the charm of putting content inside your LMS. Once you're logged in and you pull in anything inside your course folder in your LMS, your student does not have to log into any of the additional third-party website, giving them unrestricted access whether they're inside or outside the campus. So this time I'm using Blackboard. You go to content or course content, course information. It would be, in different, there would be different names given, but usually it will be content based on the version you are using of Blackboard. So if you use this option, which is build content, and click on item, sorry, I hit on file, let me go back. Yes, item. You need to give a name. And then I'll show you one more thing. Sometimes this is collapsed. This is in collapsed fashion. Look for these three dots, the ellipsis, and expand it. On the third, the last row, you'll find an icon, which is angular brackets. It'll be just beside on the left of this human icon. Click on this, which says source code. Come to that, paste the code that you copied, hit the save button. Immediately, we drop the video here in that box. You can change the setting that you want to do inside your LMS page and hit the submit button. The moment you do, the sample video would be shown here on your content page. You can move it, rearrange it, drag and drop it as per your convenience. So this is how always the new content comes at the bottom of. Now, one difference is when you pull the entire playlist, it brings the video along with the supporting text. But when you pull in just a single video, it brings only the video and not the supporting text. So it's completely on your discretion that what kind of content you want to share with your students. You want it, in a proper flow format, topic by topic, flowing with videos and content, or you just want to, randomly allocate them one video to watch for certain topic. So yes, now the third way to load or disseminate content could be quiz method or the quiz way. Now quickly I want to show you that on our website, when you click the drop down education, you have JoVE quiz here. We have an extensive library. When I say that, that means all the collection or content that you see have the corresponding ready quizzes made and put in here in this quiz library. You can go to the subject drop down, look for, let's say, core physics. Under that, maybe I want to look for particular, let's say, fluid mechanics. You can see this fluid mechanic has total to 72 questions. You can take a preview by clicking on preview. It will show you how the content would look, which means you'll have a video. The students would have a video and the questions following that video. This could go as graded or ungraded. If it's graded, obviously they would not see what is right or what is wrong at the end of the quiz. Automatically, the marks or points would be allotted based on the grade book that is already set inside your LMS. But if you share or disseminate this as an ungraded quiz, they would see what correct or incorrect answers they have marked by the end of the quiz. So that's completely, again, your discretion, but this is the fashion it will be put in for your students. Now, if this seems too much, like entire chapter obviously will have a lot of questions. You just want maybe, one video to be shared with the students. So for that, what you can do is you can click on create quiz. On this page, you will hit this add question button. You will say import question again. Go to this drop down subject, look for your area, which is physics. Then again, if you want to focus on particular chapter, let's say again, I want to go to this fluid mechanics. I want something on density, and I say add to quiz. So only this particular video, along with the supporting questions that we see, you can edit, alter, or add more question to this or delete the question that you want. You give the title, choose the type, attempts, the end date, the caption that you want to set, open or restricted. Open means anybody outside the institution can take. Restricted means only the student having institutional domain can would be able to attempt or take up this quiz, and you can save this. So the moment you do that, I'm not adding that content, but moment you do that, you can go back to your quiz, and if you say my quizzes, this is the place you will see it will be shown, and you will see that it will have a number of questions. Now when you hit this button, this third button from the left which says download, when you hit on that, it will download this particular folder. So once it's get downloaded, you go to any LMS. Let's say this time I'm going to Brightspace, D2L Brightspace. What you need to do is you need to go inside your unit or the folder, click on the option, add existing. It's always SCORM. Wherever you go, you choose the SCORM option. You click on bulk upload. You click on this cloud sign to choose your file. I look for my file, which is obviously in my download. I say open. It will take some time to pull those questions here along with the video. By the time it happens, I would want to tell you about the fourth method, which I will obviously show you quickly in a minute or so. That is LTI. Not every institution would have that method, but that also comes, free along with the subscription, JoVE subscription. What it does, it brings the entire JoVE website inside your LMS in your course folder. This way, you don't have to go to the JoVE website. Whatever you want to load, be it video, playlist, quiz, you can just choose that option LTI inside your LMS, and you would get the option to choose your relevant resource. All right, in a bit, we'll come to that part two. Now, I do not touch anything here. These seems to be the standard options. I click on next. After this, I can see the date that this is the file I've imported. I choose that file and I say next again. Again, standard option, I don't change anything. I click on add. So when I click on that, this gets added, and where it will be obviously on your content page. So you will see you could change the name. Currently, it is giving some numbers, you could give them some, it's a meaningful name, whatever the title of that quiz could be, in that fashion. So let me see, let me show you how this quiz would be seen for your students. So when I click on that, so yes, this is the fashion, the video on the top and the questions. The moment you toggle it from hidden to show, it will be visible for your students. So these are the three ways the entire playlist, the single video, or the video in the quiz form could be shared with your students. Now, the last part, what I was talking about was LTI. I'm showing that in Moodle. I just turn this on in Moodle, and I click on add activity. In this, I choose for external. See, these options more or less remain same in all of these LMS. You need not worry. We have the entire guidelines laid in terms of PDF and video instruction. You can drop me a message and I can share it with you all, and you can help yourself to load the content. I just give a tentative name here. I choose from this drop down JoVE LTI 1.3. This is our latest version. I select the content. This is what I was talking about. It opens up the JoVE website slightly in different form, but in a miniature form here. Let's say you want to choose a video from whatever collection. Let's say, physics this time. Again, I go to core physics, the very first chapter. This is the video. I want to introduce them to the scope of physics. So I just click on plus sign. At the bottom, you can see number one. That means one video is selected. I hit the submit button. Nothing changes. I just say save and display. So this is how that video would appear for your students. It will look like a website page format, and they could access in same fashion as we would do, from common
Physics
cartridge
is the study of nature and the
or from the website. It could be maximized and subtitling or closed caption could be used. So the difference here is you do not have to go to the website, copy code or download common cartridge. If you have access to this directly, you can bring in video playlist or quiz inside your LMS course folder. Now, how to get this? This comes free. It takes 2 to 3 days to set up. You can drop me an email. I will loop my LTI personal and you can introduce, or you can loop in your LMS admin and they can talk to each other in 2 3 days time. That setting could be made available to you inside your LMS. Feel free to drop me a message if you would like to have this done for you. All right, now I would want to stop sharing my screen and open this session for any questions that you may want to ask our professor or the expert, or maybe to me, please. All right, there are some questions that I can see in question and answer box. Let me go over them. Uh, for the students to watch these videos, do they need to pay it? No, they do not need to pay it. If your library already has a subscription and you are loading the content while you have created the account and brought that content inside your LMS course folder and you share it via LMS course folder, they will get unrestricted access. That means they would access all the content in its entirety. So no, they do not have to pay if your library is already subscribed to the content. All right. Yes, they can. Another question says that can they go on the school website and register by themselves? Yes, not school website, sorry, JoVE website. Yes, they can go on JoVE website and register by themselves and they would get access to all the content as you would. Um, but I would advise that it's better that we disseminate content via LMS. The reason being because there they become very focused. The content to which you want them to get exposed to, you can curate and let them get that exposure. But on the website, obviously, they will have a broader exposure. They can go into anything and everything and look into. Maybe that could be a distraction for them. But yes, they can go on the website, create their own account because they have a school's domain and start accessing the job videos. All right. The video instructions of importing, yes. What we will do is we'll send you an email, obviously with the recording that we are doing it now, and also with the video instruction. I'll ask the dedicated curriculum specialist. Every institution, subscribed institution, have a dedicated curriculum specialist. I'll ask them to reach out to you with all the standard video instructions that you would want to access while loading the content, be it single embed, common cartridge, quiz inside your respective LMS course folder. All right, moving on. Yeah, good idea for quizzes. Yes, thank you very much. I mean, people are praising for quizzes also. I mean, I really appreciate that you recognize that it's a good feature. Thank you. All right, grade quizzes itself after they are done. I think, yes, I did say about that, but yes, again, I'm reiterating whatever rubrics or whatever point or grading system which is already set by your LMS admin, for your gradebook inside your LMS, once you import the quiz, it will automatically associate or get connected with that grading system. So you don't have to do anything additional for that. So once import is done, it gets connected. If it's a graded one, you will start seeing the points or the grades inside the table when you look into the grades. And if it's an ungraded, the student would see the review page where they can evaluate and see what correct or what mistakes they have done for self-improvement, maybe. All right. Are you going to share the recording? Yes. I would want to say it again. Yes, we will send an email where you'll have the recording for your perusal. All right. Yeah, and I can see a lot of people are interested. It's fine now. All right. I think I have one or two questions for Professor. Hold on. Let me come to that part. Uh, All right, Professor. There is a question for you, and I mean, they wanted to know, I mean, did the closed caption, did you use it or did it add value to your course content? If yes, then how?
Yes, closed captions that are helpful for students, specifically those who are not English or English is not their first language. They are very helpful for them, and also some students that want to review the video in more detail rather than slowing the video. They just read the closed caption, and it has helped them a lot.
All right, all right. Thank you very much, Professor, for sharing that insight. Uh, there is another question. I think this one, Preeti, you can take that. This is specifically, targeted to our content area. Someone is saying that what if I don't see my course ready playlist or the book that we showed, on FRC, if I don't find my book, what should I do?
Okay, so I would encourage them to reach out to either to Gulzar, or they will have a dedicated curriculum specialist for their institution. So they can reach out to them with a course outline, so that the mapping, everything will be taken care by our internal team, and it applies for both curriculum mapping, that is syllabi mapping, and also for the book mapping. So even if you do not find any books that is there in our faculty, which is not there in our faculty resource center, I would encourage you to reach out to the curriculum specialist with the name of the book along with the edition that you might want to have it mapped. So we'll be happy to map it. And
Perfect, perfect. I'll just add a connected question to this, Preeti, again to you. How
sure.
much time that would take, if they reach out to
Uh-huh.
us?
Okay.
Yes.
So that when it comes to syllabus mapping, that both actually, it depends on the length of the course outline, and also the book. I mean, how many chapters it has and all that. So in standard, I would say course mapping would be done in 2 days, and for book, it takes quite longer than the course mapping. So it will take at least a week, 5 to 7 days for standard. That's the standard rule that we follow.
Perfect, perfect. Got it. Thank you very much for
Thanks,
that
Gulzar.
information, Preeti. There is another question. I think this I can take this. Do they have a time limit for quiz? Yes, on our website, before downloading the quiz, you can set the time. And I think once you take inside your LMS, there also the page lets you set the time for that particular quiz. So you can use both of that. So yes, a time limit could be set for your quiz. All right. Professor, I think one last question for you. I'll just try to sum that up and ask you. Uh, this is about the student feedback. I mean, the core or the science education video. Which video you feel best connected with your student, and what is that best feedback you got from any of your student on geophysics video? Yes.
Well, I just recently shared with them the one up about projectile motion. That was why I was talking specifically about that video, and they like open their eyes bright. Oh yes, I see the different direction of velocity and acceleration in the freefall motion, and then you can also see how air resistance changes the range and the altitude of the projectile. So they were like very excited about seeing it in just a few minutes and understanding the concept.
Perfect. I think that's really nice to hear, directly from you, and how it really created, an impact all through. All right. So I think that's all. I really want to, appreciate everyone for coming and joining and making this, session a success. This is what I understand. So thank you once again, Professor Catalina Boutro, for your time and sharing your invaluable insight with the audience. I'm sure it would really, come very handy if ever they are teaching, physics courses this term. And Preeti, once again, thank you for that in-depth, content knowledge. And all the attendees who have been, part of this session, I really respect that you have given, that much time and come and attended and asked interesting questions for which I have given answers. And if there are any questions which I may have missed out while scrolling, feel free to drop me a message. My email address would be sent once you get the recording, and I will connect you to your dedicated curriculum specialist. You can ask for a personal session or any other question that you may have with regards to any of the physics resources. So finally, once again, thank you very much and have a lovely time, all of you. Bye bye.